morning, welcome to today's video. Welcome to a freezing cold morning in London. I'm just on the way to meet my old coach Andy. Now there's only one person in this world later than Lawrence, and that's him. So I built an extra time, left my house later, and hopefully we'll get to our meeting spot at the same time. Guaranteed to work.
You're 3 minutes late.
I was just explaining to the viewers how I've made a system, right? I'll be late and then we'll both get here at the same time.
Ha!
Yeah.
No, I made a special effort today.
I do it for Loz as well.
I was literally bang on time. I'm not as bad as Lawrence, you know this. We've had this conversation.
How are you not freezing cold? My hands are cold.
You know what?
This is you. Who gets up at this time?
I've been trying to get up a bit earlier. And if I get up a bit earlier, then I have more of the day, you know? And also, you know what? It makes me earlier, or at least on time. Because if I get up early, then I skip breakfast. Skip all that faffing around bit before I leave the house. So if I just get up, have a coffee, get dressed, and have a coffee, I'm straight out the door. Right?
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about doing the dishes, making porridge.
I had a naked coffee this morning. The problem is I get up, if I get up this early, I have a nap later.
Right.
And I can't help it. Right, should we ride that way?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Andy, we've come all the way to Ripley and the cafe's shut. What was the point of that?
Well,
Who gets up this early?
I know.
We literally ridden an hour and there's nothing open and the's no people.
No people eat breakfast around here.
I think we keep going. Quick coffee at Giro, yeah?
I like the idea of that.
Yeah, so we've just done 5x5 VO2 max efforts all the way here.
No, you haven't.
So yeah, we're pretty tired. I'm training for Australia.
This is it, I'm your coach. This is just like old times.
I don't know if the viewers know that you used to be my coach.
I was.
I do call you my old coach Andy.
Bless you. Yeah, less than the old, please. How many coaches actually ride races alongside you?
Good point.
Not many.
Exactly, we used to do the Searle series.
I know, and this is the great thing about coaching you, because I could sit in the bunch and say, Francis, that's the winning break, you better bridge across right now. And all I had to do was sit there and bask in your reflected glory and have a natter. It was fun. You did great. Second Cat2 Elite in one season. I was so proud of you, man.
That was a lot of races.
It was a lot of races. But you know what? We set out a plan and you did it. I mean, that wasn't the original plan, was it? I mean, we only said, let's go for Elite halfway through the season, but we just kind of did the calculation and thought, yeah, this is doable.
That was cool.
It was. I remember you won the last race. That Searle race, right?
I kind of missed it, you know.
That was Edenbridge, wasn't it?
Yeah.
With the flat finish. And you had a nice long run in, and you got your hands up. You got one hand up.
I got one hand up because it was really windy.
That's right, yeah. Just because it was windy, I mean, you had the gap. But, oh, that was awesome.
Oh, I miss it. I really miss it, man.
You know what? Yeah, I do. I mean, I kind of feel like I've done my racing now. I don't know if I want to do any more racing.
Nah, same.
But it's nice. It's nice being around races, and it's just having that thrill, I think, you know?
Yeah. Helmet on the table.
Alright.
Fuck you.
Team's back together, mate.
Yeah, man.
First time in how many months?
Yeah.
Should we shave him again?
The beard came back after a day.
Did it? How long did it take to grow back proper?
About maybe 10 days.
And what did Anibi say?
What does she say? Thank God.
How many days till your Dolomites?
8. Leave on Saturday.
Bricking it?
Yeah, totally.
Good. You can channel the nerves into
Fear. Yeah, I'm shitting bricks.
Well, really nice ride with Andy. It's warmed up a lot. Bit overdressed now. Productive morning. Always good getting up a little bit earlier. Getting loads of stuff out of the way and a little bit of exercise sets you up for the day. So I'm gonna run out again. Adam is finally back from his TCR effort. I'm gonna go meet him for some food. But this morning's ride got me reminiscing about my racing days, and I wanted to share with you a couple of the photos from all those years ago. So I think it's about 7 years ago now, which sounds pretty crazy. I had met Andy, my coach, through Kingston Wheelers, so we were racing at club level. And I wanted to take my cycling a little bit more seriously. He was the man to do it because he used to race at a fairly high level himself. And the mission in 2012 was to get my first CAD license. I was racing for a small development team. This was the kit. And after a few successful race results that year, I ended up getting my first CAD pretty early, which I think is still the same, 200 British cycling points to get that. There was loads of racing going on, so that happened really quick. I made a point to race as many races as possible, played the system as as well as I could, and then we ended up going for elite the same year as well. Lawrence was actually racing for the same team as me, so huge thanks to him for all the hard work that he put in. He really was a super domestique. I remember him bringing me cookies in races. Now back then there were definitely circuit races that had a hefty point reward for the win. I think it was the ones in Gravesend, the cyclopark races, which is where I got this win. So I was doing as many of those as possible alongside the summer road race series at the same time. Eventually the end of the season was closing in. I needed 300 points on top of my already existing 200 to get my elite, and there was only 2 real road races of the season left. Now the second to last race of the season, unfortunately I don't have any photos of this one. It was in Essex if I remember rightly. My teammate Lewis Atkins won, I came 4th, and then we both got disqualified for crossing over the white line at some point in the race. A massive shame, and it was hard to avoid doing it, but it meant I had to race super late in the season to secure the points for elite. I managed to do it, ended up on Pedal Heaven the next year, the team that's now going under the name Canyon DHB. I raced with them for another good season. It all got a lot more serious with the Tour Series. Perth's pedal race, one of my favourite races of the year, and then I decided to end my journey with elite cycling. It was a really valuable experience, and if you're in a position where you can go for a similar goal in road cycling, I thoroughly recommend it. Just make sure you're enjoying it and not sacrificing too much of the rest of your life. In the wise words of Andy Edwards, there's more to life than racing bikes. Right. Why have you gone for the tiny one?
Because I don't need it and you do. I've got enough fuel reserves, and also I thought yours was small, and it turns out it's bigger in person than it looks on photo.
Well, I've seen you since you came back from the TCR.
You saw me quickly when we went to Giro. I haven't ridden very far because I tore myself apart.
How was it?
Yeah, it was pretty rough. For those of you that don't know, the TCR Transcontinental, this year it was from Bulgaria to Brest in France, and it was hot. It was really hot. It was too hot. It's like 40. My Wahoo was 49 degrees on the first day, 52 on the second day. I got 2 blowout punctures just from the heat. Punched a dog in the face. Every single town in Bulgaria or Serbia had a wild dog that was rabid and wanted to attack you. And there was one moment in a town where there was a whole pack of dogs, and one got so close to me that it was about to snap at me, and I had to punch it, and I punched it accidentally in the face. And then it kind of slumped to the floor, which I felt really sad about, but then I'd rather not have a rabies injection through the stomach. I got some interesting saddle sores, and I genuinely think if I hadn't been wearing some bib shorts that were comfortable and had a good fit, day one would have wiped me. I mean, Bjorn Leonhard, who is a TCR legend, scratched at checkpoint 2 from saddle sores. So I felt better. When I got past checkpoint 2, I was saying to myself, every kilometre I do now is further than Bjorn. That's how I justified it. But at the point at which I was literally leaking blood out of my chamois pad, and yeah, I figured it was time to go home. And then I got attacked by a gang of gypsies. Having finished, having ridden 1,000 kilometres, I got jumped by a gang of gypsies in a Serbian bus station. Put my phone down my trousers so that they couldn't take my phone, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to pay for anything or get home. I think it was fairly naive to think you can just bash out 5,000 kilometres in a race that is timed. Done quite a lot of long distance cycle touring, but I think when you're trying to get to a checkpoint for a cut-off, it changes the way that you ride your bike over distance. And I'd say if you're thinking about doing TCR or a long distance race, do one that is timed with checkpoints first, that's maybe a bit shorter, and then go on a bigger adventure, and not somewhere where it's baking hot, because I roasted myself.
You can do it next year?
Probably not. I was thinking while I was there that I went cycling with Alex, who I think has been in some of your videos, in Wales, and had a great 3 days cycling around Wales, and I think bike packing is much more fun when you're just chilling out, just going exploring new roads. I'll leave the close passes by Eastern European drunk drivers to the likes of Matt Falconer and James Hayden. You go through all the range of emotions, so one minute I'd be laughing, singing songs, the next minute I'd be crying on the top of a mountain on FaceTime, wondering whether I can make it up this hill or not. But it was great fun.
Sounds it.
We are being proper adults. I mean, this is more for my entertainment when you go away
Right.
and I'm left at home by myself for a month. I can enjoy PS4. Look at it. Isn't it so beautiful?
Nice, yeah, that's
Wow,
a new one.
look.
My favourite thing is that we've only bought Lego games. The amount of videos that I make on my channel suddenly goes down. This is why, viewers. This is why. I'm changing my upload schedule. 1 a week from now on.
I can't open it.
Sorry, folks.